104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio, your home for New York sports. And now we're going out to Chicago, the Chicago Tribune, as a matter of fact. Steve Rosenbloom joins us. Steve, we have reports about Jay Cutler losing the locker room. Do you believe that it's finally true?
Not necessarily, not any more than usual, than a guy having a really bad game with an enigmatic personality might have in a humiliating situation when you go down to Tampa and you lose to a team that's probably worse than you and you get blown out like that. So I don't think so. I don't know where the quotes came from. I know which quotes you're talking to on Bleacher Report. It was just a couple guys. If they're defensive players, I don't think they'd have any idea about his preparation. The most damning thing about that, if true, was about his preparation. I don't know that to be true. And they're just the record. They are what the record says they are, as Parcells always said, and they're certainly as 2-7 as you can get.
Steve, like on the outside looking in, rooting for a lot of teams that always need a quarterback, Jay Cutler's name is one of those that always comes up. And I call it the curse of Cutler. Like, you hear these rumors, these stupid stories, the fans start to turn on him. He comes back, he lights things up, has a couple good games, and then everybody falls in love with him again. Is this going to be like a repetitive thing forever, or am I reading too much into it from the outside?
It already has been. He's got great physical talents, and there are times where he's got a nickel brain. You wonder what he's seeing, what's with those decisions. And Charles Woodson inevitably proves to be right with his statement, just stand there, Jay will throw you the ball. And Jay did that, and there were many instances. I mean, he divided it up. It was a really nice way of losing the ball, 2 interceptions, 2 strip sacks. It was very nice of him to balance things like that. Right now, that's the Bears' version of complementary offense. That's a balanced offense where they give it away twice on picks and twice on sack strips.
If the Bears continue to struggle, does this franchise look towards the NFL draft and think about taking a first-round quarterback? Do they try to move Cutler? What's the plans going forward with Chicago?
Well, they're not as heavily invested in Cutler as they used to be. It would cost like $2 million and $2 million against a cap and dead space to get him, because it was on a pay-for-play basis once all the signing bonus money went away. And I just don't think you're going anywhere. It's suicide to stay with him. You know what he is. He's not going to change. You've seen this. And you're an idiot. You're an idiotic organization if you continue on this way. I lobbied for playing Matt Barkley. I don't know why Cutler didn't get benched when he was turning the ball over against Tampa. You're not going anywhere. Matt Barkley may never go anywhere, but you've got to find out. And there's no reason to protect Jay Cutler. The only reason you would continue to protect him is if you're John Fox and you think your job's in danger and you think every win is going to add to your argument to keep your job. And I don't think you do the organization any good by not finding out what Matt Barkley has. Maybe you've made up your mind about him. Maybe he surprises you. Nothing Jay Cutler could do would surprise you, no matter how good or how bad it is. The fact that you're going to get both at some point in time means you're committing suicide as soon as you make him your starter.
104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. We're talking to Steve Rosenbloom from the Chicago Tribune, getting ready for Giants-Bears on Sunday. What's the latest on the Alshon Jeffrey suspension, Steve?
He's still going to sit down. He's an idiot. That's what happened. I mean, that's really it's. There's no player in any league, no matter how tight you are with a teammate. If that teammate gets busted for supplements, you're screwed. I mean, as that player, nobody's going to have any sympathy for you. There's an app on your phone to check to see whether this is going to pass or fail a test. You have the trainer's phone number. You have a list of supplements you can and cannot take. You're just a blithering idiot if you get busted the way Alshon Jeffrey did. And he's getting no sympathy in the locker room. The coach is livid because, again, the coach might be coaching for his job. He'll still get paid because he's got 2 years left, but he might be coaching for the opportunity to stand on the sideline. There's just no excuse for being that stupid. This was a guy on a franchise tag, and if the Bears were thinking about doing it again, it would cost them 20% more. So now you've gone from like $14.6 to $17 million something or other. And he's not a number one receiver. He was really good when there was a number one receiver opposite him in Brandon Marshall, and Brandon Marshall left. And he has not been proven to be a guy who can get on the field, and stay on the field, whether it's because of injury or stupidity.
Was it maybe such a bad atmosphere with Alshon Jeffrey in Chicago that he may have actually almost taken a dive to say, look, I'll do whatever it takes to get out of Chicago. I want to test free agency. I want to make my money. And maybe that's why he tested positive.
He couldn't stand playing for this team, and I wouldn't have blamed him. Because actually, if you put your hand up and you volunteer to take the test you know you'll fail and do it now, you get busted for 4 weeks, so you get a 4-week vacation, and you still have 3 weeks to come back and prove your value in free agency and have 3 really good games. And the truth is, because this league loves criminals. This league has no conscience. This league has no backbone. If you can do anything particularly well, whether it's rush the passer or catch passes or throw passes, no matter what kind of criminal you are, no matter how despicable your behavior, if you have an excellent talent, this league will keep paying you. And this isn't even the most criminal of things. This is just plain stupidity. So I floated the idea that might be the case. I just don't think I don't really believe that. I like it as a joke. So so I'm with you on that.
So how are the Bears going to find some type of offense against the New York Giants? Is it going to be a lot of carries to Jordan Howard in the backfield?
Well, that's the thinking, but the seemingly the surprisingly bad offensive coordinator gets away from the run in a hurry. And no matter how much he was tearing up Tampa Bay, no matter how much the offensive line was tearing up the Buccaneers, they got away from it. And I just don't get it. You've been around Jay Cutler enough. You've seen tape. You don't want to put the game in his hands. You keep running the ball. That's what they might do to just try to shorten the game, because the Bears' plan on defense is, I don't know what they're going to do at nose guard. It may just be let the Giants score really quickly so they don't have to have the defense on the field and they have more time for their offense. Their starting nose guard was hurt. He came back last week. He got hurt again. The guy who backed him up and started last week then got hurt. There's a big hole where the run stopper used to be. That's just for starters. They got a really good kid pass rusher in Leonard Floyd. He's going to be something. And Pernell McPhee, who's the one who said he's going to tear up Eli Manning's ass, and if this was a trap game for the Giants, Pernell McPhee just took care of that. He got their attention, and they have guys who can make plays, but I don't know what's going to happen on offense. I assume they're going to run the ball like crazy because it shortens the game, and the one thing they can't afford is longer games because that just gives the other team more chance to score.
Steve Rosenbloom of the Chicago Tribune right here on 104.5 The Team. Steve, what's the answer in Chicago? How far up do you have to go to fix this thing?
I don't know. This looks like they're running a clown college. So I would say at the top. And they're not going to sell the team. The McCaskies will continue to own it, and the McCaskies will continue to have very little knowledge, very little institutional football knowledge, and that will hamper them at every turn. They've tried hiring headhunters. They've tried hiring consultants. They've, in some way or another, made a ham-handed move, a ham-handed decision with every hire. Ryan Pace was brought in to be a young, growing, smart general manager, and immediately because John Fox got fired for failing to deliver in Denver, they believed it was a match. I don't know if Ryan Pace really wanted to hire him, but the consultant, the headhunter the Bears hired, wanted John Fox to be the coach. And now John Fox apparently has gone about consolidating power in Hallis Hall, and it shouldn't be his deal. It should be the general manager's. It's almost as though the coach is letting the general manager do things when the coach says so. It is bass backwards in so many ways and has gone on for so long. I don't expect it to change until there's a new owner.
I love the honesty, Steve Rosenbloom, Chicago Tribune. We appreciate you helping us get some insight into the Bears as the Giants prepare to take them on this weekend. Thanks for your time, man.
Thanks for asking.